I'm Jane Oates. I'm a senior policy advisor with WorkingNation. I believe that competency-based education has already had some resilience in the workforce and in education, but I think 2025 is going to be the year when we really see competency-based education, that kind of education that clearly defines skills and encourages and allows and instructs students how to articulate those skills, is going to combine with skills-based hiring, because skills-based hiring has been a phrase that we've all, thrown around. And the bottom line is it's not really where it needs to be yet. So I'm very hopeful that 2025 will be that year. So getting there is the same as getting to any high quality education or training program. It's about partnership. It's about making sure that the educator at the very beginning of designing curriculum understands what an employer needs. So having that employer engagement from the very inception of the idea, whether it's creating brand new curriculum or whether in the case of many of our post-secondary education institutions, revamping their curriculum to become more relevant so that the completers, those graduates of those programs, get a real opportunity to qualify and really get placed in those quality jobs. The bottom line is the people who are feeling disconnected, the people that are hearing all of us talk about job growth and job availability and open jobs, and yet they're not experiencing that. They're instead sitting, at their dining room or kitchen table, and they're basically sending out resume after resume and getting no feedback, getting no interviews. The reality is that that was happening when we had over 10 million open jobs. It's going to get worse because now we have just over 7 million open jobs. And while we can argue that that's almost 2 jobs for every person reported in the U4 numbers, the drastic reality is there's lots of people who are disengaged, who didn't look in the 4 weeks prior to a given monthly report, who are working part-time but would like full-time employment, and worse yet, those people that are really discouraged who haven't looked in several months. So we need to make sure that everybody is retooling, that everybody is updating their resume, that everybody is getting new credentials so that they can qualify for those jobs. If you're a discouraged worker, if you're somebody who's been, putting together piecemeal jobs, gigging, or working part-time for several different employers, and you're really tired of that, maybe the idea for you in 2025 is not to do it alone, is to go to an intermediary, to go to a nonprofit that really does work in helping get your resume better, maybe suggesting some gap filler credentials for you that you could get free or at a very low cost in a very short period of time to kind of freshen up your resume. Also, this idea of only white collar workers networking is totally wrong. Everybody needs to build their network. So whether you're aspiring to go into construction or whether you're aspiring to go into banking or whether you're aspiring to go into healthcare, you should look for events in your local community where those employers are actively engaged so that you can meet people in the sector, so that you can let people meet you and see what a great person you are and what a terrific potential employee you could be. That networking, obviously college graduates are encouraged to do that, and their colleges have events for them, whether it's hiring fairs or things like that. It should not be just for white collar workers. It should not be just for new entrants into the workforce. Building your network is a critical skill for every single worker in our country.